Well, greetings and salutations. As you can see, over my left shoulder is the 1990 Suburban. Yeah, you haven't seen it in a while. But I haven't driven it in a while. But the wife and I were talking about maybe taking a little off-road trip here coming up during the holiday week. And so the battery's getting a little weak, so I throw jump cables on it to turn it around and plug the charger on it. Turn around, pull it in nose first where you see it, and throw the charger on it. Next day I go out and check on it, and there's a nice little puddle of oil under the driver's side front tire. So I dip my finger in it, and I just smelled it. It was gear oil, which tells me that the axle seals are leaking in the front differential, and I've never done this before. So did a little search on the interwebs there to find some videos, and there aren't a whole lot. And a couple of them that I did find weren't very encouraging, and this is going to be a very labor-intensive and dirty and frustrating job. So come on along if you're so inclined, and we'll hit some of the highlights so I don't bore you to tears, because this is probably going to take a couple of days for me to do. Like I said, I've never done this before, so some of you guys that have done this before are probably going to be hammering away at the keyboard. You idiot, you're doing it wrong. Sorry, don't be a Richard. So last night when I was feeling kind of punky, I came out here in the darkness with an LED light, and I took the driver's side axle out, and now I gotta do the passenger side. So we'll hit some highlights on that, show you how that's done. And if you're from Michigan or over there in the Rust Belt, you're going to be so jealous of me right now. And in just about a minute, you'll see what I'm talking about. So come on, let's go. So I have the spindle here on the bench, and I wanted to make note of the fact that there's needle bearings inside of here. That the axle shaft itself rides on those needle bearings, and if your axle seal is bad or the grease is dried out, those needle bearings will probably fall out of the race. So when you slide the spindle nut off the axle shaft, it might be a good idea to have a towel or a blanket or something underneath that spindle, so that if they happen to fall out, they get caught, and you can, if they're still good, then you can put them back in there and re-grease it. And the grease is what actually holds that in there. Just thought I'd throw that out there. And the other thing too is that if you see, I got a white X there. Everything that came off the passenger side of the truck has got a white X marked on it, so I know that, and I marked the axle itself, the axle housing itself on the passenger side with a white X, so I know that any part that has a white X goes on the passenger side of the truck. You do it the way you think is best for you. But these parts really should go back to where they came from. So don't, especially the rotors, don't put the rotor that was on the left side of the truck on the right side of the truck. Otherwise you'll get a real big surprise the first time you step on the brakes. Alright, well that was the easy part. Now that the axles are out, I can take the differential cover off, drain the oil out of the front diff, which I really needed to do anyway. I hadn't done that yet since I bought the thing back in 2013, 2012. But now's a good time to inspect the front, the U-joints on the axles, and service them now before you have to go through all that crap again. These look like they're pretty good. Actually, it looks like the front end was pretty well serviced before I bought it, so the grease is relatively fresh and everything in it. But I got to take that front diff cover off, and I got to take the ring gear and carrier out to get to the seals. The seals are on the inside, so that's part 2. So stay tuned. Let me get all this stuff gathered up right now before I lose it. See you in a bit.